Cech and Cano are the other two players, along with Marcus Leonardo, to drop out. And on the bench, a couple of new names for Al Hilal tonight as well, having joined over the last couple of days. The on-loan Pablo Mari, the defender, and Sultan Mandash, who is in from Al Town. For Nassr that they need to get back on track, having not won in their last 3 in the Saudi Pro League, and Jorge Jesus has made a couple of alterations, buoyed by the return of Mohamed Simakan. So we're going to see him in an Al Nassr shirt for the first time since November. Bouchal is the choice at fullback. Al Ghanam is on the bench. Al Amri, who started that last game against Al Qadiyasiyah, that defeat, he is not in the Al Nassr squad at all this evening. Right, Paul Robinson, let's take a closer look first of all at the home team tonight. Al Hilal, I mean, he's made 3 changes, Simone Inzaghi. Perhaps an interesting choice to go with Darwin Nunez, but not to have Marcus Leonardo in the 11.
Yeah, interesting. Obviously, without Koulibaly this evening, you know, still on AFCON duty, along with Bono, the goalkeeper, away with Morocco. Cancelo, as we believe, has just landed this evening in Barcelona to complete his move there. So there has been a few changes at Al Hilal. Marcus Leonardo is a surprise in the mission from the starting 11, but when you actually look at that formation, I know we looked at it on the graphic there as a 4, I wouldn't be surprised if Simone Inzaghi plays a 3. We saw him do it in the Club World Cup, and I think Ruben Neves might just sit in between Al Harbi and Al Tambakti and make a back 3 with Hernandez on the left and Al Yami as the wing backs. Aldosari, Milinkovic-Savic, Nassr Aldosari, Milinkovic-Savic as the 2 central midfielders, and I think it might just be a hybrid formation, if you like, from Simone Inzaghi.
And Ruben Neves has quite an interesting role to play with in this team. I know you mentioned him there, but clearly he sits at the base of midfield. But so often we see with Al Hilal, he'll actually go and tuck himself between those 2 centre-halves to dictate play.
And I think that's what we'll see tonight, and we will see that a lot when Al Hilal are in possession, which allows the wing-backs to push on, and that's a key part of Al Hilal's game. He's so versatile, Ruben Neves. He does anchor the midfield, but he will sit there. And the captain coming back into the side, missed a few games this season, Salim Aldosari, is just such an integral part of this team. But not only this team, this club. I mean, at 34 years of age now, nearing 100 caps for the Saudi Arabian national team, multiple honours. You can say he's a one-club man, isn't he? I mean, he had a loan at Villarreal in 2017-18, never quite worked, came back to his hometown club. Multiple honours, his assists and his forward play is key to everything. He's such an integral part. He is Mr. Al Hilal.
Well, what about Al Nassr then? Because having had that sensational start to their Saudi Pro League season, they did what Al Hilal are doing now, those 10 straight Saudi Pro League wins, and yet all of a sudden it's got very sticky, hasn't it, for Jorge Jesus' troops?
It was a superb start to the season. You can't take that away from them. The only thing that I will say, and that I have said during that run, for me, they haven't really played anyone outside the top 6. They played an Al Ittihad side early in that run. They beat an Al Ittihad side who at that point were out of sorts. Ittihad had just now starting to find form, and in that run of 10 games, all of a sudden Al Nassr come up against a decent Al Ittihad side who are in form. They get the 2-2 draw, and then they go to Al Ahly and they lose that game, and then they lost at home last time out against Al Qadiyasiyah. The one thing that they have done of late is concede goals, and that's something that they haven't done at the start of the season. They were excellent in the Super Cup in pre-season. I think the signings of João Felix and Kingsley Coman have been outstanding, but I think the thing that is a problem for Al Nassr at the moment is the amount of goals that they're leaking. Going forward, absolutely no problem. You look at the quality that they've got, their numbers, their assists.
Here from the 2 main protagonists who will be stood on the sidelines tonight, Jorge Jesus, but first of all the Al Hilal coach, Simone Inzaghi.
senz'altro una partita importantissima contro le due squadre che stanno andando meglio in questo momento della stagione, però ci siamo preparati al meglio, sappiamo che affrontiamo una grande squadra e spero che sia una bella partita, un bello spettacolo.
Bom, o que é que pode acontecer nesta noite? Na minha opinião, até o momento são as duas melhores equipas do Campeonato Saudita. Neste momento é o Hilal que vai em primeiro, o Nassr vai em segundo. Acho que vai ser um excelente jogo, um grande derby, com duas equipas com muita qualidade individual e coletiva. Espero que a equipa do Al Nassr seja melhor e que ganhe e que possamos recuperar os três pontos. É esse o nosso grande objetivo.
Well, the Portuguese, who is returning here tonight, Jorge Jesus, for the first time. Those Al Hilal supporters hold him in the highest regard for everything he achieved with the football club, but tonight he is, of course, now the Al Nassr coach, and this feels like a very, very significant evening for him, a massive subplot to the main event. Shoulder to shoulder within the city, and tonight Riyadh's biggest rivals are eyeball to eyeball. The two best teams in the land right now. Al Hilal with 10 straight victories and a spot at the summit of the Saudi Pro League, and Al Nassr, who had their own double-figure winning streak, but that has gone. Their lead at the top has gone with it. But if you are going to launch the repair job, it is here where Al Nassr will want to get the tools out. A capital derby with huge ramifications in this season's title race. And the message is very clear from all directions. Win. The words. There's no doubt about it, Paul Robinson. Riyadh expects tonight.
It's such a keenly fought derby. You can see the supporters away to our right-hand side, the Al Nassr supporters. They've filled their allocation. No surprise that this wonderful arena is once again full of colour, full of noise, full of anticipation, and full of hope from the Al Hilal supporters.
Big night for the big players, and there are so many of those on the pitch this evening. Jorge Jesus be feeling right now, Paul, because this is going to be a very odd experience for him tonight.
Manager of Al Hilal twice. You look at what he won with this fantastic club, you look at the honours that he won, especially the last time that he was here. I mean, it's an incredible CV that he's got. 23, 24 Saudi League winners, Kings Cup, Saudi Super Cup in 18, 23 and 24. His name is etched in history at the Kingdom Arena, and it'll be very different for him going as the opposition's manager this evening. But I think he will feel hard done to, and I think his Al Nassr team will have a point to prove.
Just a reminder for you of the teams at the bottom of your screen. 3 changes for Al Hilal tonight from the win over Al Hazem. It's got a very healthy squad to choose from, Simone Inzaghi.
I think he's used the full depth of his squad with know, the Koulibaly's not here, obviously. Bono's still away. Marcus Leonardo not making the starting lineup this evening. Obviously, Renan Lodi left the club. Cancelo looking like he's going to depart to Barcelona imminently. Yet we still look at the depth of this Al Hilal squad and team. More than capable of challenging to try and get their hands back on the title that they've won 4 of the last 5.
And the two captains, arguably, or perhaps inarguably, the two faces of the Saudi Pro League. Salam Al-Dawsari of Al Hilal and Cristiano Ronaldo, the skipper of Al Nassr. And there is the pocket of yellow that are trying to make themselves heard and seen as much as possible tonight in the Kingdom Arena. Mohamed Simakan returning to the Al Nassr team tonight as well. We haven't seen him play since November. Any coincidence that Al Nassr's form has dipped in his absence?
And I think Al Amri's done well when he's come in. I mean, he's an unlikely goal scorer. Al Amri scored 2 away at Al Ahly in that 3-2 defeat. And I think actually in the defeat last time out against Al Qadsiya, he actually played okay. So out of everyone, Al Amri, he can think himself unlucky to miss out this evening. Obviously not in the squad at all, so there must be some kind of injury, or you know, he's got carrying a knock, which has made it very easy for George Jesus just to slot Mohamed Simakan back into that starting 11 alongside Martin.
And Al Nassr also happen to be the top 2 teams in the Saudi Pro League right now. It is a perfectly positioned capital derby for Robinson.
And immediately you can see the home side, Al Hilal. Ruben Neves is there to your left, sitting in the middle of a back 3 that plays a central defender, which will allow them to have attacking options in the wide area. Theo Hernandez and Al Yami. Theo Hernandez has been such a good signing offensively for Al Hilal, the goals that he scored this season.
Here's Nassr Al-Dawsari. First ball forward with intent is a good one. Al Hilal already in behind. Darwin Nunez. Oh, Simakan.
He wants that ball, Hernandez. He's going to the referee now. Hernandez gets in behind there and he wants that ball off Al-Bushal. It's a lovely ball over the top. Al-Bushal slides in to try and challenge Theo Hernandez.
Well, is this already something that Francois Le Texier, tonight's official from France, needs to have a look at?
No, I think it's more hope than expectation from Theo Hernandez. He gets the timing of the challenge just right. Noah Al-Bushal.
This Al Hilal team that have won every game in every competition for near on 4 months. 18 wins in a row. Al Ahly the last to stop them, and that was all the way back on the 19th of September. Brozovic, risky pass to Simakan, meeting it but relinquishing possession. And Malcolm with options. Al-Dawsari, that's a clever pass. The ball fizzed across, but out of the reach of all who were waiting.
They've started sharply. Al Hilal started on the front foot. Whether or not George Jesus was expecting this change in formation from Simone Inzaghi. Played with a back 3 in all of his time at Inter Milan. Came here and actually played the same in the Club World Cup. They played against Real Madrid and Manchester City in the Club World Cup in the summer. Inzaghi was more of a hybrid formation. He started to drop Ruben Neves in between those 2 central defenders, so he saw a glimpse of things to come back then. This evening he's gone with a definite back 3.
Savic back to goalkeeper Al-Yami. Given Darwin Núñez too much of a chase. Now Al-Akidi has it now, and it's a big night for him, particularly after what happened last time for Al-Nassr.
Yeah, he was very poor in the last game. The 2 goals that he conceded against Al-Qadsiya. Almost tried a Panenka chip over the attacker, cost his team a goal, and then should have done better with the second. 2 goalkeepers on show tonight that probably at the beginning of the season weren't expecting.
Niall trying to force the ball into the box. Darwin Núñez, Al-Dawsari having played the pass is trying to get up there, and Malcolm is also an available option. That's the one that Núñez uses. Savic. Al-Yami.
You know, it's going to be a really intriguing evening this evening, because quite often when we watch these 2 teams play against other teams, the opposition are trying to thwart what Al-Nassr and Al-Hilal are trying to do, whereas actually early signs are tonight that both teams are set up to go and win this game. They're both set up in a way how they can hurt the opposition. This is going to be a cracker, it really is.
Malcolm bending it into the path of Theo Hernandez, who looked to cross in with enough intent and danger that Al-Nassr have conceded the corner.
Been defensively susceptible of late, Al-Nassr, something that you wouldn't attribute them to earlier on in the season. Conceded 2 against Ettifaq, 2 against Al-Akli, and another 2 against Qadsiya. 7 in the last 3 games. Can't continue to do that.
First set-piece opportunity of the evening then for Al-Hilal. Ruben Neves. Milinkovic-Savic did keep it active. Or did he? Well, maybe that ball crossed the line marginally before the Serbian could hook one of those long legs behind it.
It looked like Neves had overhit the corner to start with. Milinkovic-Savic gets round the back, does really well to keep it in play. Tall attacking midfielder, but he's not quite as tall as his brother, who plays in goal for Lazio. Napoli, sorry, played last night in the 2-2 draw with Inter Milan. He's a very good goalkeeper, his brother, actually.
Banja Milinkovic-Savic, that being, here's Ronaldo. Intercepted by another Portuguese, Ruben Neves. Headed away by Al-Yami for Al-Hilal. Angelo. You would expect there's an intensity about these first 6 minutes. Yaya. First genuine spell of Al-Nassr possession now.
You see the defensive shape that Al-Hilal take up. Zaghi is something that he works extremely hard on his team shape. You can see the back 5, the defensive line. They've become a team that are comfortable without possession as well as with the ball. They're very comfortable at what they do, Al-Hilal. They press in certain areas, and he's changed Al-Nassr as well. Very much a 4-4-2 or a 4-4-1-1 if you like. João Felix will play in and around Cristiano Ronaldo.
His first return to this stadium since his departure last year. Ooh, an awkward one there. Goodness me. Mohamed Al-Yami, nobody around him, but didn't look too sure, did he?
Gets caught out there, the goalkeeper. I'm not so sure that Al-Bashar meant that towards the goal. The goalkeeper misreads the trajectory of the ball. Realised that he was going to carry it over his line, lets it go, but Ruben Neves has to put it out for a corner. Indecisive from the goalkeeper.
Saw Neves' eyes widen there as Al-Yami dropped it, and he suddenly thought, I need to do something. Al-Hilal will feel that this is a rather needless corner to have conceded. Kingsley Coman. Brozovic. Coman again. Felix seemed to use feet rather than hands that time. Al-Yami clears.
Strange decision from Al-Yami. You can see that that's rocked the goalkeeper's confidence. He didn't want that ball anywhere near him. Surely that was just a straightforward pick-up for the goalkeeper.
Well, he isn't isn't the regular number one, is he, for Al Hilal, because that responsibility belongs to Bono. But Bono's away at the moment at the African Cup of Nations. Morocco have got a semi-final this week, so he's absent. And then, of course, you've got the Senegalese pair from both sides of Koulibaly and Sadio Mane, who also have a Final Four in AFCON to play this week.
I think looking at Al Nassr's results and the way that the team shapes up, they're the ones that have missed Mane more than anybody else. Actually, Angelo's playing on the left-hand side this evening. We've seen Wesley play there, we've seen George Jesus shuffle his pack, Kingsley Coman's played there, Wesley's played on the right, but actually nobody's slotted into that left-hand side in the way that Mane has done. You look at the goals that he's got this season, Sadio Mane, 3 goals and 4 assists already, and that's the amount of games that he's played.
Yaya giving it back to Angelo. Angelo hoping that somebody had made that run towards the near post. Wouldn't have mattered anyway. Offside flag is up. One.
Would have been close. Assistant on the far side was confident. The flag went up early.
4 goals this season for Angelo. Just the one in the Saudi Pro League. That was back in November in an away game at Neom. I mean, we associate the Kingdom Arena with being feverish, but on a night like this, it's just another level.
It's a special occasion, the capital derby, it really is. We were fortunate to be here last season. We saw Nassr take all the points away. But when the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia puts on a show, this is what it looks like. For those of you joining us for the first time this evening, the Kingdom Arena, it's all enclosed, completely air-conditioned, not that it needs to be at this time of the year. It really is a special football stadium. It's not a football stadium, not purpose-built. It's a boxing arena. The shows that they put on here are phenomenal, but the support... supporters here, the home support for Al Hilal. They're used to success and they demand success, but they're extremely vocal after the travelling Al Nassr fans.
And 2 absolute heavyweights in the ring tonight. It's Malcolm who was coming back from an offside position. Came active when he went chasing after the ball there. A bit savage, using his body well to win it for Al Hilal. Trying to find a way past Martinez. That was 3 to contend with. Al Gami was joining in as well. Coman reaches in. Ronaldo waits, retrieves, has options. Felix. Coman who's drifted out to this opposite side now. Joao Felix, too high for even the spring in the boots of Ronaldo.
That was a chance. That was a really good position that Joao Felix took up. Christian. Ronaldo expected a better ball.
Teo Hernandez go. It's a bit savage. That was a very fair coming together between 2 players who wanted it. Raya brings... not a good moment for Al Yami, because had that shot for Ronaldo been on target, that had gone underneath the goalkeeper and in.
Well, there's the two sides to Mohamed Al Yami. Cristiano Ronaldo knows there may be a vulnerability there. I mean, this is going well wide. The goalkeeper doesn't even need to get involved. It's an awful technique. Takes his eye off the ball, goes underneath and concedes a needless corner. But you watch, that will not be the first shot from distance now. Now that Ronaldo's had a sniff of that, shots will be raining down on goal. He made a brilliant save, and then he makes a real mess of that.
Short from Joao Felix. In by Yaya. Away by Milinkovic-Savic. Beautiful touch by Brozovic. It feels like the goalkeepers are becoming one of the main narratives of this game.
Focal point so far. Two teams that are really feeling each other out at the moment. Al Nassr, seen their last three games actually. I saw them at Ettifaq, saw them at Al Ahly, and I saw them in their home game against Al Qadsiya. And out of all three games, they've started the first 20 minutes better than they've played in any of those.
Brozovic up towards Joao Felix, who tries to get it back to the Croatian again. He's got 13 Saudi Pro League goals. Cristiano Ronaldo, the only player in the league who's got more than him with 14. Attempts to make a moment, he's given away the foul on Al-Tambakti.
The vital intervention in the end from Al-Tambakti. Good play by Joao Felix. These are those pockets, the space that he picks up. Lindsay Coleman in a lot of space on the far side. He just can't get the pullback to Brozovic right. If that pullback was better, Brozovic had an opportunity. Ball falls to Ronaldo. He swings for the ball. Tambakti gets there first. Ronaldo wasn't to know that Al-Tambakti was there, but a good piece of defending.
25 goalless minutes, but you will not find them all enthralling 25 minutes in terms of a game without a goal. This has really set the tone already, hasn't it? Roman, not quite able to find the precision needed on the pass. And Al-Yami with some room for Al-Hilal, the fullback. Showing off that range of passing. How about that? Nothing wrong with the ball, just Al-Dossari's touch wasn't accurate.
Superb ball, superb crossfield ball from Ruben Neves. We know that he's capable of that, but even I, when he got the ball, I thought he's not going to try that, is he? And he drops it right into Al-Dossari's right foot. Fortunately for him, his first touch let him down, a rarity. And a great start though. I like the way that both teams are set up. Tactically very different. Three at the back for Al-Hilal, with two wing-backs pushing on. Al-Nassr in the usual 4-4-2. Having the better of the game arguably, but both teams set up to win this game. the summer. I think what they paid for him, looking like a bargain, and there's 5 goals already to his name.
Keeping a check on Salim Al-Dossri. He has missed 4 Saudi Pro League games already this season. It's got a minor concern over the back of his neck there from that contact with Koeman. First time he's been involved in a Riyadh derby, never taken charge of a match against Al Nassr before, Simone Inzaghi. And indeed, actually, the first time the 2 coaches have ever come up against each other in their managerial career. Well, Felix spinning away from Neves. Milinkovic-Savic didn't get the ball. If he did, he had to go through Felix to get it.
Clumsy, if anything, from Milinkovic-Savic. He was adamant he got the ball. He did, but I think he got a piece of João Felix before he got to the ball. He had to remove the Al Nassr striker. Just catches him there on the left leg before he gets round him. He ends up getting the ball. I think the referee was on the spot. He makes the correct decision.
He is a player that's got a good scoring record against Al Nassr, Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. 3 goals in his last 6 games against them, scored last season in the 1-1 draw at Al Hilal Park. But not for the first time in this opening half an hour, Al Hilal having to focus on their defensive duties. Some focusing more than others. He might be tempted, Brozovic, to...
If it was that man, if it was Cristiano Ronaldo, he would definitely be tempted to have a shot on target. I think this is going into the 18-yard box, put the pressure on the goalkeeper.
And it goes by Brozovic. The tallest of the lot in there, Milinkovic-Savic wins it. Pulled away by Al-Yami. Struggling to make that ball stick, aren't they, Al Hilal, in their forward line? Ronaldo's going to be on the side, he is.
The credit to Al Nassr, Al Hilal are really struggling to get any type of foothold in this game. I think that one might be close. You think, maybe need to check that one, or is he okay? I think the assistant on the far side was quite comfortable to put his flag up there. Never looks happy, Jorge Jesus. I think he was pleased the way that his team have opened this game in the first 30 minutes. Set them up at a similar game plan to what we see, but the intensity's been there today. They've pressed high, they've won the ball back. They've certainly been the better team in possession.
He probably won't appreciate this being pointed out, Jorge Jesus, but the age difference between him and Inzaghi is such that he is old enough to be Inzaghi's dad.
What is he? 71, Jorge Jesus, isn't he now? 71 years young, but you wouldn't think that when you see him on the touchline. He lives and breathes every single minute, and I bet his coverage of the technical area is as much as, if not more, than Inzaghi. They're a great pair to watch down beneath us, they really are.
Inzaghi at the still sprightly 49. Malcolm with the Al Hilal throw. With Al-Tambakti. The most expensive ever Saudi player back in 2023 when he left Al-Shabaab to come to this part of Riyadh. Al-Yami. Simakan just nodding it away from Nunez and getting the free kick as well out of the Uruguayan.
Been quiet, Nunez. Had no service. Playing as that lone striker this evening. He's got number 7 on his back, but he's playing as a number 9, a central striker, like we like to talk about. Chasing down Simakan there, catches him on his right boot. Really understand his frustration at the assistant. It was a clear foul.
game, it's as tight as the whole situation feels, really, at the top of the Saudi Pro League. Neves, easily cut out by Koeman. It feels like an important interception from him. Al-Dawsari, who is keeping Koeman away. Malcolm, Al-Dawsari. Al-Yami. Savic, and Al-Yami continuing his run. Simakan got the last touch. Corner Al-Hilal.
That's better from Al-Hilal. They look good when they move the ball quicker and into those wide areas. Good vision that time from Milinkovic-Savic. Al-Yami doing what the manager's asked him to do, overlap. Crosses into the box. They're at the best, Al-Hilal, when they utilise those wide players.
Corner to be taken by last week's goal of the week winner, Ruben Neves, for his fantastic strike against Al Hazem. Malcolm's ball. The foul given away by a frustrated Darwin Núñez.
Martinez it is, gets there first in front of Núñez. Frustrated Núñez, see his reaction to the previous foul that was given against him in the face of the official on this near side. Frustration taken out the referee that time. I think the frustration is nearly 35 minutes into the game, he's hardly had a touch in the opposition's final third.
Look at George Jesus. I know, look where he is. It's as if his technical area isn't big enough already. Doesn't need to be out there.
Great. I think the fourth official, whenever they have the Al Nassr and Al Hilal games, they've just given up with these two managers. They just let them go where they want.
What a run this is by Angelo. Still so much to do because there were 4 blue shirts around him. It was too many in the end. Milinkovic-Savic opening the picture up. Teo Hernandez. Al-Dawsari. Here's Malcolm. We had the aperitif, didn't we, last night in Jeddah, for this fantastic 24 hours of football in Saudi Arabia. The Spanish Super Cup happening yesterday. El Clasico in Saudi Arabia. Barcelona beating Real Madrid by 3 goals to 2, a couple of which were scored by Rafinha.
What a wonderful occasion that was, once again in front of a packed stadium. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the world stand up and take notice and put on a show. Two biggest, most historic teams from Spain. It was a fantastic game, a fantastic occasion.
From Al-Yami to get it to his fullback Hamid Al-Yami. Neves curling one forward for Malcolm, shut out by Martinez. Angelo's running out of play. Well, we are nestled right in the heart of Riyadh's largest entertainment district. Entertainment factor high tonight at the Kingdom Arena. But in truth, we are still waiting for our first big moment for either in front of goal. Maybe now, Darwin Núñez via the deflection. Milinkovic-Savic keeping both Brozovic and Martinez away from him. Al-Harbi, Al-Dawsari, Milinkovic-Savic not flexible enough to reach it.
Almost perfect from Al-Dawsari on that left-hand side. We see him do it so often. All he needs is a yard of space, rolls it onto his right foot, whips it in, just too far from Milinkovic-Savic. From Al Nassr point of view, the Serbian was completely unmarked around the far post. back into the game now. Al Hilal, Al Nassr having dominated possession, having the better of the game. Very, very finely balanced this one, evenly matched.
The ebb and flow about this game as Hernandez is asked too much by Al-Nassr. Straight wins for Al Hilal in the Saudi Pro League, and let's not forget that is something that Al Nassr did right at the start of the season as well. First team ever to win their first 10 games in this league, in this current format. Koman with Al-Harbi going with him. Al-Harbi's got a touch just to disrupt the flow of Kingsley Koman. Bouchal. Yaya, Ronaldo in yellow in the box for Al Nassr. Martinez for Yaya, who delivers for Joao Felix, who I'm not sure was intending to pick out Ronaldo, but that's how it's played out. Bouchal, another one by Neves. But Al Nassr maintaining the push.
Yeah, they're not afraid to put crosses into the box. That's something they look for quite often.
This is Angelo. Darwin Nunez getting it to Al-Nassr, who can't take it with him. Al-Tabari takes it. The shot from Koman is away with in the end.
Right idea. Sets the goalkeeper from range. Seems susceptible to those type of strikes. One earlier from Ronaldo. Closed down, can't quite get the connection that he wants. Drags it wide, well wide, far right hand post.
It was a long time target, wasn't he, Kingsley Koman, for Al Nassr? I think they were talking about trying to get him for the 12-month period before they eventually did convince him to come from Bayern Munich.
It's a brilliant sign for him. I mean, at 29 years of age, he's still got so much of his career to give. PSG, Juventus, Bayern Munich, 11 titles to his name at 29. It's incredible. Champions League winner, 11 titles. And George Jesus will be hoping that he can add another one to that this season.
Pretty pleased with how their team have adapted to the occasion tonight, given the environment and given the form that they were in coming into this game, Paul Robinson.
I think there'll have been a few nerves, some slight apprehension from the supporters because of that superb start that we keep going on about, those 10 wins in a row. But then the two defeats and the draw that ensued that obviously knocked them off the top of the league. Chasing Al Hilal 4 points behind them at the start of this evening. They cannot afford to lose this game tonight, Al Nassr.
Level as we move into the final five. This is Malcolm. Milinkovic-Savic didn't get the execution as he wanted.
Speak about conceding goals. Al Nassr have actually got the second best joint defence with Al Hilal in the league, and it's the amount of goals they conceded, 7 in the last 3, so you can imagine how good their defensive record was at the start of the season. Both have got the second best defensive record. You know who's got the first best defensive record? Al-Ahly. Al-Ahly only conceded 10.
They are, as we mentioned, one of a few that will feel that they could thread something together and perhaps capitalise on any slips that might be forthcoming from these two.
The way that this league is now, it's no longer a foregone conclusion. There's a lot of good quality in this league. From top to bottom, teams can take points off each other. We saw that at the end of last season. Alex back in 7th. Al-Ittihad don't rule out the reigning title holders. They've still got a finger on the trophy. They won't want to let it go. Al-Qadsiya and Al-Town, we talk about this wonderful start that Al Nassr have had. The joint level of points at the start of this match weekend with Al-Town. I mean, that's an incredible story.
Yeah, everyone expected their form to dip off, and it just hasn't. Michal cleared away by Altan Bakhti. This scoreline will suit Al-Town and the others below them down to the ground, I think. Brozovic. Yaya for Joao Felix, who's drifting into a deeper position and drifting in towards Ronaldo. There's the goal, and who else but him? The biggest player arrives on the biggest occasion, and the leaders rocked backwards by Cristiano Ronaldo and Al Nassr. He loves the big occasion. He's made for the big occasion. He loves scoring goals inside the Kingdom Arena. And there's another one for Cristiano Ronaldo. It was a lovely set from Kingsley Coman, ball over the top. Plays it down into the path of Ronaldo. First time on the right foot. High. Goalkeeper gets a touch into the roof of the net. The visitors lead 1-0, and it's that man again, Cristiano Ronaldo. The famous celebration, all the away fans joined in. 15 games, 15 goals in this Saudi Pro League season for one of the world's greatest ever goal scorers. Wonderful ball over the top. Get an opportunity to see it now. It's Joao Felix into Kingsley Coman, who this time times his run to perfection. He looks like he's just out of his reach, but he manages to full stretch to put it into the path of Ronaldo. And when you give that man an opportunity from 7 yards out, there is only one end result. Now, Al Hilal, 10 straight wins behind. This is what we wanted. This is the title race thrown wide open once again. This isn't what Al Hilal and Al Hilal fans wanted. But Al Nassr coming here completely out of form. Definitely were second favourites coming into tonight, but the way they've approached the game, they deserve this half-time lead if it is to be. It is as Jorge Jesus would have dreamt it could be last night. He has got his Portuguese masterful forward Cristiano Ronaldo to thank for that. But the involvement of those around him, Coman and Joao Felix, shouldn't be forgot either. Just a
different feeling inside the stadium at Al Nassr this season when they went on that incredible run. They've had so much hope and anticipation and desperation to win the title. Last time they won the league was 2019, Al Nassr, a team that have won the league title 10 times. And this year was a real belief that they could do it again. We get to see the goal. Times he's run perfectly, Kingsley Coman. And it's the touch. It's at full stretch, and he's just trying to put it into an area for Ronaldo. It's a wonderful ball from Felix. Does so well, Kingsley Coman. Like I say, only ever one end result when that man's in that position.
Well, this really has shifted the way I think these two coaches will be addressing their teams at half-time, and what might lie in store for us in the second half too. The one big moment of the game, it's seized upon by Ronaldo. But Hilal unable to offer the response, the heavy touch. Teo Hernandez. We're into 1 minute of stoppage time.
Gets a hand on it, the goalkeeper. Nothing he can do though. Decent strike from Cristiano Ronaldo. Pace and power from that type of range. He was always going to score when he got the opportunity. Playing a lot more within the width of the 18-yard box this season because of the presence of Joao Felix in and around him. The pair working superbly together. That's him now, 2 ahead of Joao Felix. I'm sure that gets a mention in the dressing room every now and then. The competition between those two to how many they're going to score this season.
And the first one to head down that tunnel, the goal scorer Cristiano Ronaldo. Heading out of view, but has been in full sight of everybody across the world in that first 45 minutes. It is his goal, the famous number 7 for Al Nassr in the capital derby. And at half-time at the Kingdom Arena, a scoreline that will send shivers down the spines of the Al Hilal fans. Al Hilal 0, Al Nassr 1.
managers look incredible, the passion that he has and the commitment he has. Both of these two managers, we're in for a really intriguing second half. Two sides that can ill afford to lose this game.
It's a Cristiano Ronaldo goal that divides them. Huge 45 minutes in the context of the Saudi Pro League season. The last team to beat Al Hilal here, Al Ahly, that was in April of last year in their Champions League Elite semi-final tie. The last side to win a Saudi Pro League game here, Al Nassr. And that happened in the same month, April 2025, 9 months ago. Now history is repeating itself.
And a certain Cristiano Ronaldo was on the score sheet that evening as well.
So what next? That is the question. Forward by Hilal and back in the opposite direction by Theo Hernandez. Need to find a way, don't they, Al Hilal, to have more attacking intent, to get their big creative types into this match.
I think the way forward for them, as I said in the first half, is in the wide areas. They put a lot of emphasis on Al Yami and Hernandez, Theo Hernandez in particular. Al Nassr have done superbly well in Cope and Angelo. They've got two wide players who are taking the Al Hilal wing back in the opposite direction that they don't want to go.
I should probably point this out, even though Al Nassr fans will, I'm sure, wish I'm not going to say this, but Al Hilal have scored in each of their past 64 home league games. You have to go back over 4 years to find the last time Al Hilal did not find the net at home. And of course, who do you think stopped them from scoring?
Go on, Al Nassr.
A 2-0 away win, December 2021.
There's some incredible records in this league when you actually look, you do your homework, you do your prep for the games, and you look at some of the records that have been set, some of the runs that these teams have gone on. There is a lot of quality on show right in front of us this evening.
Linkovic Savic, room for Al Dawsari. Theo Hernandez is busting a gut to get there, and Al Dawsari's forward behind him.
Those are the areas that you want Theo Hernandez in. When Al Dawsari, the striker of a good partnership on his left-hand side, he tucks in. Al Dawsari, Hernandez goes around the outside and opposite.
He's already got 7 goals for Al Hilal since he joined, 5 of which have come in the Saudi Pro League. Brozovic, first venture into Al Hilal territory for Al Nassr in the second half. Koman, Hilal to the side of Moteb El Harbi. Koman's got it again for Al Nassr, and Brozovic has got the space, but he hasn't got the ability to truly test Al Yami.
Good take that from Brozovic on the edge of the 18-yard box. They win the ball back well in a dangerous area. Kingsley Coman it is again. Looks up, he spots Brozovic on his left foot. He just bounces up in front of him. Marcelo Brozovic strikes the underside of the ball instead of through it. Goes harmlessly over the bar.
To him from Neves, who's just held his run to offer further support to Malcolm. This is Nassr Al Dawsari. Al Dawsari. Hernandez. Kaibari's had a grab there. Just conceded the free kick for the tug on Salam Al Dawsari.
referee right on point again. Towards the home side, the free kick. Gives you that in front of the back four. Al-Kebari, real defensive-minded midfielder. Allows Brozovic to go further forward. Will this time that challenge.
And this is very much in Ruben range, isn't it? It's Neves. It's not to be that time.
From that type of distance, the worst thing you want as a goalkeeper is the ball bouncing awkwardly in front of you. Spoke about the two goalkeepers on show this evening, neither in great form or full of confidence. A really difficult one that bobbled and bounced in front of the goalkeeper with pace. Was probably better suited there.
You get the sense, don't you, that it might not be the only Portuguese protagonist in this game tonight, Cristiano Ronaldo. His header down towards Angelo. Now Bruchal, one of the two changes in the Al Nassr team tonight from that defeat to Al Qadiyasiyah last time out. The other is the player on the ball now, Mohamed Simakan, returning for the first time since November. Felix, Brozovic, Angelo drifting away from Milinkovic-Savic. Yaya, Coman. Would have been glorious had he pulled it off.
I think that was a better chance than it maybe looked. I think he's got time here, Kingsley Coman. Player of his quality, you would expect a better contact on the ball. It was a good ball across from Yaya. When Yaya takes up a lovely position, finds Coman at the far post.
Jesus has only been on. The opposing side to Al Hilal once before today, and that was with his then Flamengo side, the Brazilians, when they faced Al Hilal in the Club World Cup back in 2019. Way outside his technical area again, Jorge Jesus. I just wonder whether he's naturally gravitating to the other one.
That was the pointless, those technical areas for these two managers. You watch the two managers, neither will be anywhere near the technical area.
Al-Dossari, quite enough height on the delivery. Neves, plenty of height on the shot.
The chance here to see the goal in the first half. It's a lovely pick from Joe Felix. He's afforded the time and space which allows him to find the pass into Kingsley Coman. Not going to miss from that range, Cristiano Ronaldo. It's a great weighted ball over the top from Joe Felix. Coman actually does well on full stretch. Goalkeeper gets a touch, but he can't keep it out.
Sixth assist of his season for Kingsley Coman. Brozovic for the reaction you just saw there. What a pass for Theo Hernandez, because he was really stretching as he played it. Now the chinky now Al-Dossari, Malcolm, Milinkovic-Savic broken up by Yaya. Milinkovic-Savic takes it again. Martinez now having to intervene for Al Nassr. And he's all the way out there trying to marshal Malcolm now, the centre half. Formerly of Barcelona, of course, so that's two former Barcelona players up against each other there. Malcolm here. a La Liga winner with Barca back in 2019. Darwin Núñez. Malcolm. From here, and he slips it in for Malcolm. Malcolm past Simakan, it's a penalty. The feet were too quick for Mohamed Simakan. And Al Hilal have a potential passage back into the derby.
It was a poor time challenge from Simakan, but I do wonder whether he's offside. Simakan was the one who was the deepest of all the Al Nassr defenders. The Al Nassr backline, they'd pushed up in unison, but Simakan had stayed in, played Malcolm onside, and then he makes the challenge, and it's a clear penalty. The referee right on the spot, he makes the decision immediately, helped by those Al Hilal fans in and around behind the goal. He knows Malcolm, he knows that he was fouled, got his side a penalty. They will check to see if he was offside, but I think on two occasions there, Simakan, he stayed too deep. He's not played for the last 2 or 3 weeks, maybe not used to the speed that the Al Nassr defence push out.
I think Simakan is walking in all directions to see if he can get some sort of reprieve here. That's what Jorge Jesus wants.
I think they're checking the offside. They will have a look at the offside. We've not clearly seen it on the angle from the replays as yet. The referee looks to me like he's had word that it's a penalty. The offside will have been checked. The tackle will have been checked. That wouldn't have taken too long.
A relatively straightforward one for Francois Letestier. Salem Al-Dawsari, 11 goals previously in games against Al Nassr. Normally so reliable, but this is when the metal is truly tested. It is 2 months since his last Saudi Pro League goal. A critical moment for Al Hilal. And a huge juncture in this game. Al-Dawsari from the spot. 1-1. A penalty delivered with conviction by one of Saudi Arabia's most famous.
Mr. Al Hilal delivers. There was never any doubt with the penalty.
Goalkeeper Al-Akidi there.
VAR have sent the referee over. Let's have a look, bottom left in the goal net. Keeper puts his body across, tries to stop Ruben Neves getting the ball. Right there, does he swing a right arm? Swings a right arm, a clenched fist. Maybe catches Ruben Neves. Very dangerous from Al-Akidi if he has. Very dangerous and very silly if he has. Made the most of it, Ruben Neves. He gets caught by the goalkeeper. The referee, to his defence, is looking the other way. It happens very quickly. He's looking at Malcolm, the referee. You look at the referee's vision. He's looking at Malcolm. We're going to get a decision here.
And it's a bad one for Al-Akidi. He's sent off. The drama continues in the capital derby. Al Nassr's goalkeeper conceded a penalty, and now he's been dismissed. biggest game of his season.
Ridiculous from the goalkeeper. When you see it again, you just question why. You wonder why. One, he's trying to prevent the restart. We've got over 30 minutes left in this game. Ruben Neves just wanted to get the ball back for the restart. It's not like we're in the last 2 or 3 minutes of the game. Not like his team are holding on. There's a long way to go. There's absolutely no need for Al-Akidi, one, to prevent Ruben Neves getting the ball, and then two, to put his arm up in his face like he did. As soon as he raises his arm, whether he makes contact or not, he runs the risk of a red card. We know that VAR is always there and VAR is always watching. When you raise your hand like that and make contact with an opponent, you leave the official with no option whatsoever. We get to see it here now. There's a coming together between the two. The referee runs in now, but watch Malcolm from the penalty spot. The referee's eyes immediately turn to prevent Malcolm joining in. He doesn't see the right hand from the goalkeeper. He's helped out by VAR, and he ends up sending off Al-Akidi. He's cost his team, Al-Akidi.
Well, Jorge Jesus is being plunged into a situation that he really desperately would have not wanted to, with the greatest of respect, use a goalkeeper who has never played a senior game before, Mubarak Al-Bunaim. He is only 20 years old, and here he is, arriving into Saudi Arabia's biggest domestic game.
This is a massive moment, not just for the young goalkeeper, but for this game in itself and for the league. We know that Al Nassr, they left Bento out at the start of the season. Al-Akidi became the number one. His performances in recent weeks, Al-Akidi, they've been very poor. Poor away at Al-Akli, very poor at home last time out against Al-Qadsiya. And then he's done something like that this evening, got himself sent off. Really has cost his team in important moments, Al-Akidi, in recent weeks. Jorge Jesus, we saw his frustration with his goalkeeper in the first half. You can only imagine what he will say to him after this game if it ends up costing Al Nassr points.
So the unfortunate party that will need to be the make weight here is Angelo. Al Nassr down to 10. And Al-Bunaim will have not expected this situation to unfold for him tonight.
No, he's been part of the club since he was in the under-19s. He was at Al-Jubail at under-19s. Moved across to Al Nassr. Never played a senior game. 20 years old. Spotlight really on the young goalkeeper now. Al Nassr, from being in such control in the first half, backs to the wall.
Isn't it funny, from the very start tonight, we felt that goalkeepers might be the story. I don't think we expected this story. It's the first claim for Al-Bunaim, and it's a clean one for him.
Nerves you can only imagine for the young goalkeeper coming on in front of those passionate Al-Hilal supporters. He's come on right in front of the away end where all the noise is. The home end, sorry for him. It's a pressure situation with a good part of this game left, and Al Nassr a man down.
Al-Hilal with their tails up. Darwin Nunez showed too much of it to Simikan. Tabari brings it away for Al Nassr, who will have certainly lost their, well, potentially have lost their attacking thrust now. Now there's opening up those legs. 41 next month, you wouldn't know it. Only had Coman to aim for, didn't locate him.
Chris, I just don't understand Nawaf Al-Akidi, the goalkeeper. I can't understand why he's done what he has. You get a chance here to see the penalty incident, and that's the offside that I was talking about. The league build-up to the goal. I knew they would check that, but that got lost in the melee and everything else that ensued after that. Simikan, the guilty party, he plays Malcolm onside, and then he commits the challenge. Clearly a penalty. I thought the officials sorted out a tough situation very well there. There was a lot going on, and I think the referee had had no option but to send Al-Aqidi off. Said the goalkeeper for Al Nassr has been really poor in recent weeks, conceded goals, cost Al Nassr points, and he's certainly done that again this evening.
Al-Flybar is going to be booked here. That's twice in the last few minutes that he's had a hack at Salam Al-Dawsari. The latest one has brought him a caution. Get him with the left, so he went for him with the right instead.
Just looking at Al-Banain, who's come on in goal for Al Nassr. It's a huge opportunity for him. He stepped up to the first team from the under-21s through the under-19s. His contract actually expires at the end of this year. What an opportunity for the young goalkeeper.
His agent will be on the phone straight away if he can stop Al Hilal from scoring in these final 25 minutes. Trying to work something here. They're going to get themselves a corner. It's deflected away off Brozovic.
Imagine the frustration through that Al Nassr side. The teammates, the likes of João Felix, Koeman, Ronaldo, Brozovic, what they're going to say to the goalkeeper when they get back in that dressing room if he has cost them the points here. I mean, they were in such a good, comfortable position in the first half. The second half was always going to be difficult, but what Al-Aqidi did was pointless, inexcusable.
There it goes. It's going to be another corner. Behind by Bouchal. I think as well, when you factor in everything that happened last week with Al-Aqidi too, with the errors against Al-Qadiyasir, which was so costly for Al Nassr.
It's been poor in recent games. You know, he's cost goals, cost points. The Al-Qadiyasir game last time out particularly poor. But he's maybe been a little bit sloppy in his performance this evening. But what he did there, he's not really been tested that much this evening. He had one nervy moment in the first half.
Neves with the delivery. The head of Bouchal. Caught by the young goalkeeper. So he'll be sensing now, Simone Inzaghi, that Al Nassr are there for the taking tonight.
You also wonder what kind of impact that's going to have on Bento's future. Linked heavily with moves away from Al Nassr. He lost his place at the start of the season to Al-Aqidi. He's going to serve some kind of a suspension, Al-Aqidi, whether it's 1, 2 or 3 games, whatever it may be. I wonder whether George Jesus will go with a young goalkeeper going forward or prevent Bento from leaving in January.
It didn't quite come to him. The opportunity's still there with Koeman. Koeman has got the corner.
Opportunities you feel will be few and far between now for Al Nassr. I think they would take a point right now, leave the gap as it was before the start of the game. If they do get these opportunities, they are still going to be dangerous. Set plays and opportunities in the final third, they've got the quality to make the most of them.
Al Nassr change. It is Ali Al-Hassan. Showtu's tinkering, tweaking, but more than anything hoping. Felix's corner. Dimakan has ended up on the floor in there. Holding his face as well, so given what's happened down the other end of the pitch a few minutes ago, I imagine the Al Nassr players will be asking Francois Letexier to have a look at this too. Not that there appears much to look at. Nothing in that.
Let's have a look. There's a hand in the face, a stray hand in the face. He does catch him. It's nothing more than an accidental collision, the slightest of contacts. See the left hand there. I mean, if we're going to start giving penalties for that, we're going to see 6 or 7 every game.
Those two still going at each other. Hands here, there and everywhere between the pair. Referee's keeping a close eye on it all. Joao Felix, Savic occupying that near post area. Yaya back to the Portuguese Felix again. Too heavy for Coman. Real test for his back line now. Conceded 5 goals in their first 10 matches. 7 in their last 3 prior to today. Simakan's got a problem. This is, I think, probably cramped perhaps, given the fact that he's playing for the first time in almost 2 months today.
Exactly that. Simakan, you can see the fatigue that's just setting in. 70 minutes having not played for a few weeks now. Al-Amri not on the bench this evening. I can imagine he's picked up some kind of a knock. Simakan coming straight back into the starting lineup. Whether George Jesus might wait to see how Simakan is before he makes the change, unless it is Simakan coming off. But Al Hassan is a defensive midfielder. You would think he's bringing him on to shore up the midfield rather than the defence. So we see. Penny, for your thoughts. What does he do? Does he shut up shop? Does he try and hold on? Is it Felix that's coming off? Maybe Coman, one of the attacking players for Al Hassan. Try and see the game through and take the point.
Simakan, he's not going to be able to continue. So, Ali Al Hassan, I don't know if that was the plan change for Al Nassr, but it's the one that Jorge Jesus has gone through with now.
Well, he's naturally a defensive midfielder, so we'll just see where he sits. Whether it's Al-Khaibari who drops into the back 4, or Ali Al Hassan. Looks like it's Al-Khaibari who's dropped in.
Inzaghi's talked in recent days about the maturity of his team in some of the games over the last couple of weeks. Elements of maturity that is going to need to be shown now by Al Hilal and the way they approach the final 20 minutes.
Well, this is a huge opportunity for Al Hilal. It really is. I mean, 4 points clear going into this game. To be 7 points clear after the way that Al Nassr started the season, it's a real opportunity now for the Blue Wave to put a statement win in the books.
Al Zorsari, Malcolm working to get there. His endeavours are unfortunately in vain.
Test of Al Nassr's resistance, their resilience. See the way that they've lined up now. They're going to be quite happy to sit without the ball, sit defensively. They're going to try and break this game up, take as much time as they can, but they will still offer going forward because they've got the players on the pitch that can do that. Coman, Felix, Ronaldo, Brozovic. They will look to get forward, but not at every opportunity. Defence will be their priority. I think Jorge Jesus, the way the team's lined up now, we take a point.
Ronaldo's got the free kick out of Al Tambakti. Both are potentially in need of some support.
Clumsy more than anything from Al Tambakti. Both players' eyes fixed on the ball.
Started all but one league game this season for Al Hilal, Hassan Al Tambakti. Simone Inzaghi is about to act. Marcos Leonardo, perhaps one of those that is getting the shout. Might not be the only player coming on though. Hamden too has seemingly got the nudge.
Good opportunity now for Inzaghi to capitalise on the one-man advantage.
Ronaldo giving chase. Come back to with the touch, but I think the offside flag that was anticipated has been raised.
Close. Teo Hernandez on this near side. Just to put his flag up.
Strong header by Bouchal under pressure there. Harvey. Neves. Team in the Saudi Pro League to leave here with any form of positive result this season. Well, Al Qadiyasir, who drew 2-2 at the Kingdom Arena, but that was 4 months ago. It's just been win after win after win for Al Hilal. 15 minutes to find another winner. Hernandez. Ball three. Malcolm. Lifted forward for Teo Hernandez. And Darwin Nunez was the one who wanted to get to the ball, and it's bounced back off Teo Hernandez. It's a goal kick.
There's an obvious pattern starting to take shape. Al Hilal have possession and try and break this Al Nassr defensive line down. This time Hernandez unlucky to get himself a corner. It comes off him and flips out. Al Nassr will sit defensively, they'll sit deep, and it's going to be up to Al Hilal to try and unlock the door.
Help with the legs in midfield. Here comes Mohamed Kano. That's the first of the double change for Al Hilal. He's coming off as well. The other player that's arrived onto the scene for the first time in an Al Hilal shirt, Pablo Mari, who has just joined the club over the last couple of days, former Arsenal defender, going from Fiorentina.
Whether there could be a change of shape for Al Hilal, whether they'll do away with this back five, free Ruben Neves up, allow him to occupy a position higher up the field. It's there for Al Hilal, just got to take the game to Al Nassr. Immediate signs there, Ruben Neves has come out the back three. Looks like Mari and Al-Tambakti will play as a two. Ruben Neves will go a lot higher up the pitch. Teo Hernandez, we know, on this near side will push on.
It's actually a permanent deal that Pablo Mari has signed with Al Hilal, albeit it's only for 6 months. He does have the option, or the club have the option to extend at the end of it, so this is part one of the audition for him tonight.
32, and he's had a superb career at the time at Arsenal, Monza, Fiorentina. Very experienced defender in Manchester City, actually, in his earlier years. A chance again to see the first goal of the game. No surprises, he's on the score sheet, number 15 for the season, number 959 in his quest for 1,000 as well. He's going to get there one day, isn't he? Surely. He'll keep playing until he does.
I don't think there's any doubt about that. But what felt like it was going to be his night is slowly moving in the direction of Al Hilal instead. Jorge Jesus taking a moment to get the tactics board out, to introduce more fresh legs. It is a little bit like noughts and crosses really overall. Al Hilal have made their changes, so how are you going to act next? Well, it's over to you, Jorge Jesus. This is what he wants to do.
We'll get an indication of his thinking when we see these substitutes, whether he does want to try and see this game out and he's happy to take a point, or whether he makes some attacking changes. Defensively, they've got to be solid though, Al Nassr.
Sultan Al Ghanam might be one of those proposed Al Nassr changes, but we'll get confirmation of that in a moment. Here's the debutant Mari. Hernandez, who wanted to take it down in the only manner he could really, which would have been a delicious touch. He couldn't quite get there. The Al Hilal goal scorer from the penalty spot. But Mohamed Kano, very experienced Saudi Arabian midfielder. Neves. Malcolm. Savic has taken up a position in the box, left by Al-Dawsari, and then Cano tried to craftily flick it his way.
Got to move the ball quickly now. Al Hilal, don't let Al Nassr get set in this defensive shape. You see clearly 5 at the back. If they get set, they're going to be difficult to break down. It's all about creating their own tempo now. Al Hilal rotating the ball. All this possession that they've got in front of Al Nassr. Al Nassr will be quite happy with that when they get down the sides and break through those lines.
Seeing what's available to him. Teo Hernandez is the one, and Coman doing a really good job there of making sure that he was aware of his angles, especially as he wouldn't necessarily have had a full visual on Hernandez coming in behind him.
A couple of the Al Hilal players look to the referee and ask for handball. He missed the header. Kingsley Coman rolled down the top of his shoulder.
Suddenly we find ourselves in the final 10 minutes in Riyadh. 10 minutes that could change the course of the season. Neves' corner cut out by Bouchard, but kept alive until the header away. Back in again by Ruben Neves, and there it is! A blue wave washes across Riyadh. Game around. And Al Nassr's night is falling apart.
Straight from a set play, the ball comes back out to Ruben Neves. They're looking for offside. Al Nassr. The ball comes back in the box and he does so superbly well. Mohamed Cano come onto the field, he picks himself some space. Goalkeeper comes rushing out to try and close the angle, but it's all about the ball in from Ruben Neves. Mohamed Cano has got eyes for the ball only, clatters into the goalkeeper after. He's delighted, Inzaghi. It looks like the 3 points are staying inside the Kingdom Arena, and look how much it means to those Al Hilal players.
One of his very first touches, Mohamed Cano did, coming off the bench, and one of the most decisive touches of this Saudi Pro League season so far. And Ronaldo will leave the pitch, but he leaves with the scoreline no longer in Al Nassr's favour. Where's the on for him? Messages to those who arrive. Not happy, is he?
No, he's frustrated. Very frustrated. You can understand his frustration. Got his goal early in the first half. Didn't really get much supply from his team in and around him this evening. Goalkeeper certainly has cost him. Get himself sent off, having to play with 10 men. Not an ideal situation for Al Nassr.
So 2-1 to Al Hilal, 2-1 to the team that have won 10 on the bounce, and are now just a few minutes away from moving that up to 11. Massive arse now, isn't it, for the 10 men of Al Nassr. Decision to lash out at Ruben Neves is looking more costly by the minute.
I would say costly, I'd say crazy and costly. Absolute incredible from the goalkeeper. Why he would even need to get involved with Ruben Neves. There was still 33 minutes of the game left at that point. It's not like he was going to waste time or slow the restart down. There was no need for the goalkeeper to stop Ruben Neves getting the ball out the back of the net. There was certainly no need to put his fist in his face like he did.
Nunez into the path of Al-Dawsari, who pokes waywardly off target. A little tap on the camera that he was hoping was going to capture another golden moment.
Would have been close. Looks to me like he was onside. Can't quite apply the finish. Likes to come inside though, Al-Dawsari. Not the outside of his right boot. Likes to tuck inside and use the inside. Curl it into the far corner. We see him do that so often.
Well, unless there is a great recovery from here from Al-Nassr, and it would truly be one of the great recoveries of this fixture, given the context of the situation. There are going to be 7 points between these two teams at the top of the table. You can vote for your player of the match on that QR code that you can see on the screen there. Just scan that, have your say, have your vote. Giving it away. This is a very promising run indeed, with Koman waiting in the middle. Tambakti clears.
It's a good run from Wesley on the left-hand side.
Voltovic. Now Koman. Still trying to offer something here, Al-Nassr. Ali Al-Hassan takes aim and still able to produce the spectacular. He's done it before against Al-Hilal.
It's not been tested at all. Mohamed Al-Yami in the second half from the Al-Hilal goal has defended well, especially since they got back into the game with the penalty. They've controlled the game, and it's all about concentration now for the home side. See this game out. Another opportunity here to look at the goal. It's about this ball from Ruben Neves. The quality of the delivery. Mohamed Kano just on the field, picks a spot in between the two central defenders, keeps himself onside, flashes the goalkeeper after putting the ball in the back of the net. Brave finish.
311th Al-Hilal appearance for Mohamed Kano today. He is very much part of the furniture. Only his second Saudi Pro League goal of the season, having scored here against Al Khaleej just after Christmas. Not like all the Christmases were coming at once for the Al-Nassr fans when he scored, but those in blue who have found their voices again. Al-Yami powering his way forward. Away past Bouchal. Nearly cut out by Al-Dawsari. This is Al-Ghanam for Al-Nassr. Wesley, who deals with the awkward ball. This is going to be 4 games without a win for Al-Nassr. More than a blip, performance-wise. It's such a wonderful start to the season. A draw and a defeat. You could maybe say, that was a blip, a blot on the copybook. But actually now, if this is a 3rd defeat in a row, followed the draw at Al-Ettifaq, it's a problem. George Jesus has got to find some answers. Actually misplaced.
Does get slightly easier for Al-Nassr after this game. They're at home to Al-Shabaab, who are really poor this season. They've actually slipped into the bottom 3, Al-Shabaab. That's a very winnable game. Then they go to Damak, who've only won 1 game all season. Al-Town come to town. Al-Nassr, 2 games that are very winnable to get back on track. From an Al-Nassr point of view, they will hope that they don't get cut too far adrift points-wise.
Al-Town at Al-Ahli this week. 3rd against 4th. The first lead second here, and we are moving into the last 60 seconds of the 90. What heart, what hope, what belief left in this Al-Nassr team now. Kingsley Coman losing the ball. Neves brings it forward for Al-Hilal. Malcolm not in a hurry to take it any further forward.
They know that the job is done. They need to see the game out. There will be a number of minutes bolted on at the end. We had the VAR intervention, the goalkeeper sending off the penalty incident. I don't think we're quite near the final whistle as yet. We do see a lot of late drama in this wonderful league.
Al-Dawsari, Milinkovic-Savic, Al-Dawsari, it's another penalty. Salam Al-Dawsari trips. And now Al Hilal in a prime position to own the derby. It's crumbling for Jorge Jesus' team.
The blue wave is coming, you better believe it. Milinkovic-Savic it is, it's a wonderful ball in through to Al-Dawsari, and it's Ali Al-Hassan, the substitute. Gets his leg across Al-Dawsari, and it's a penalty. The referee won't need VAR to confirm this one. He was on the spot, again the referee, correct decision. The celebrations have already started. They believe that it's done. We're going to have a lot of added time bolted on. But when that man's got the ball in his hands on the penalty spot, there is only normally one result. Big moment for the substitute goalkeeper.
Al-Dawsari has relinquished the penalty. Ruben Neves is going to take it instead. Against the goalkeeper, Al-Bunaim, on his senior debut, who has already been beaten once, and now is the only barrier left in this game for Al Nassr. A collective hush inside Kingdom Arena. Ruben Neves delivers the final dose of capital derby punishment. Al Hilal have 3, and Al Hilal have the biggest 3 points of their season so far. Al Nassr wave goodbye to another opportunity to beat their rivals.
Big moment this evening at the top of the league. Al Hilal sit there this evening and they will want to stay there. Another confident penalty from Ruben Neves this time. Sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. There's confidence, there's belief, and there's quality in this Al Hilal side. And they're setting the pace. They are the ones to catch. The blue wave is in full tidal flow.
Another goal for Ruben Neves. 6 Saudi Pro League goals for him this season. Only 4 in total before the campaign began. He's become a rich source of goals for Al Hilal. And now the last of the changes, which will be made by Al Hilal with the assurance that this game is theirs. And Al-Dawsari clearly would like to be on the pitch at the end of it all. He did not like the size of his number.
See if that changes.
We are going to see Marcus Leonardo.
Yeah, Malcolm's worked hard this evening. He's putting a real shift down that right-hand side. He's provided quality. And there is a number change.
Oh, how about that? Sultan Mandash is going to get his debut, having only joined yesterday from Al Town. Off goes Darwin Nunez. That's all it takes sometimes from Salam Al-Dawsari, just a glance and everything changes.
His number did go up, didn't it? Number 29 did go up. Whether the official got that wrong, whether the manager changed it, I don't suppose that will pose too many questions. All they care about is those 3 by the name. 3 goals and 3 points. Their lead extended at the top of the league. Nassr made such a wonderful start to the season. A picture of consistency. Al Hilal, they've remained with them, they've overtaken them, and they've now gone even further ahead.
And there will certainly be some Al Nassr wounds that will need licking after this. And some critical eyes coming the way of their goalkeeper Al-Akidi, I imagine too. Yami comes out, wins it, and Coman goes clattering into him and perhaps has injured himself more than the goalkeeper here. There's a real concern, I think, for Kingsley Coman in particular. be your man of the match this evening, Paul?
I think there was a lot of contenders up until the point where Nassr gave away that penalty and gave Al Hilal a lifeline. There's Ruben Neves, always goes under the radar. He's been superb again this evening. Central defenders, Al-Tam Bakhti and Al-Harbi have played well. Get another opportunity here to see the incident. Goalkeeper classes into Kingsley Coman. It's a painful one because he's unexpecting it. His arms are open, takes it full blown in the chest. Kingsley Coman has the wind knocked out of him. See the penalty again, goalkeeper. It was a complete wrong way. Ruben Neves with his trademark celebration. I've seen that many a time. I'm sure we'll see it many a time before now, at the end of the season. Just wonder whether he'll have that trophy or not aloft in his arms at the end of the season. They've won 4 out of the last 5 league titles. I'm sure last season will have hurt them, surrendering the league to Al Ittihad. The supporters are believing again.
The gap between Al Hilal and the reigning champions Al Ittihad, ahead of Al Ittihad's next game, will be 8 points.
Back to your question about my man of the match. I didn't get to give you the answer. I'll go for Salim Al-Dawsari. I think he's described him as Mr. Al Hilal, and he is exactly that. He's a talisman, he's a leader, he's a captain. Describe him how you want. You can say the same about that man there in your picture. Doesn't matter how old you are, defeat doesn't get any easier. The pride and passion that you have, the belief that he wants to win that title with Al Nassr. It's going to be a battle this year for whoever comes out on top. Al-Dawsari at the moment, he was superb this evening. At 34 years of age, got his goal. He was a true leader out there this evening. But have your own say, that's only my opinion.
Well, one thing's for sure, Salim Al-Dawsari won't be looking at you to change your decision. On his feet, which is good to see, albeit I imagine winded more than anything else, as well as being battered and bruised physically and probably mentally now.
You can see that. The wind was taken out of him immediately. Painful one for Coman, painful one for Al Nassr. George Jesus. No supporters for Al Nassr at the left-hand side of the stadium, away to our right-hand side. There's a number of empty seats now in the away section. They believe that their time's up this evening. The bragging rights are blue.
We have 9 minutes of stoppage time, but we're probably going to end up playing more like 11 or 12, I think, because of that injury to Coman, who is now entering the field again. Martinez. Felix, glorious touch, and wriggling his way out to the cul-de-sac and taking it again. Super feet from Joao Felix. It took a few to stop him. Here's Coman. Santan Al-Ghanan. Hassan, back to Coman. The task surely here for Al Nassr is beyond them. Joao Felix showed a bit too much of the ball. Marcus Leonardo now.
You think it's about concentration now for Al Hilal. They really do want to keep hold of what they've got. Conceded one, but you can see the determination there from Milinkovic-Savic. They're almost there. Will be a little bit more bolted on at the injury there to Kingsley Coman.
So off goes Al-Tam Bakhti, but to great acclaim from the Al Hilal supporters. Another solid night from their centre half. Ali Lajamion for him. And this is the final nail in Al Nassr's coffin. Their former player coming onto the pitch. 129 appearances he made for Al Nassr, and he's going to be on the pitch at the very end. Talking of defenders, there's Rio Ferdinand, former England and international and Premier League centre-half. Must have been a former teammate of yours.
Absolutely, one of the best central defenders I played behind. My career was extended because of players like that. He was the original Rolls Royce of a centre-half, if you like, modern-day centre-half. Read the game extremely well, but a true ball-playing central defender.
One last piece of hope maybe for Al Nassr. The corner. One by Bouchel. This one is going to hurt. It's really going to hurt Al Nassr. Brozovic. Felix. Quite get the space. Savic, who has been so imposing in there tonight for Al Hilal.
Another contender for your player of the match. Wonderful scenes again inside the Kingdom Arena. Nobody of a blue persuasion is going anywhere. They're going to stay and enjoy this derby victory.
First ever capital derby for him. And he's going to have his first ever win as well, and that alone will elevate his standing amongst this lot.
I think they respect him for what he's done already. George Jesus was a very tough act to follow the success that they had underneath him. But I think you can see the small changes that Inzaghi's brought into the side, slight tweaks to the formation and the playing style, the players that have come in and fitted into his system. And I think you can see the change of manager has been a success. It's been a really good, consistent start to the season for Al Hilal.
The ball, and they will not want to relinquish it before the sound of the whistle. Tonight, Riyadh is blue. 11 in a row for Al Hilal. Win after win after win. But this win, one of the most significant. Derby day belongs to Simone Inzaghi.